There are growing concerns over the SA Social Security Agency's newly introduced ID verification process. Scores of grant recipients have reportedly complained about not receiving their grants due to challenges with the system. SASSA says the system has been introduced to fight fraud. For more on this, I'm now joined by Elizabeth Raiters, Deputy Chairperson of Pay the Grants. Elizabeth, good evening. Appreciate your time. Could you elaborate on the main issues that the SRD grant beneficiaries are facing with the new identity verification process?
Good evening, Hugo. I hope you're doing good. Hugo, the main concern here is that SASSA did not give any beneficiaries any notification that this was going to happen. So on Tuesday, when beneficiaries tried to do a SASSA status check, they found this message that they had to do the identity verification. And the beneficiaries couldn't understand what it was meaning, and they started sending me messages questioning. And I explained to them that this is the biometric link. Hugo, we are all for it that SASSA wants to curb fraud. But the whole thing here is that the manner that SASSA did it in, they did not notify any beneficiaries. And second of all, it is done at the time of the month when pay dates are already out for the month of June.
So, Elizabeth, when did you discover that SASSA had made these changes?
On Tuesday morning, I got a flood of messages from beneficiaries on Tuesday morning, and up to now, my phone has not stopped, so which means it's thousands and thousands of beneficiaries that's affected by this, Hugo.
Okay, so let's break this down, Elizabeth. Let's talk about that identification verification process that SASSA has introduced. How does that process work from what you understand? Have you done the ID verification yourself?
I have done it for a few beneficiaries. You have to request the biometric link from SASSA. You will receive 2 SMSs. The one will tell you how to do the biometric link, and the other one will have the link. But this is also a problem, Hugo, because some beneficiaries do not have access to a smartphone, and they do not have access to a camera as well. And then there's also the issue of the smart card ID. If you do have the green ID book, your grant will stay suspended until you apply for smart card ID.
So there are two issues there. You have to apply for a smart card ID, and then you have to do the biometric verification process. Do you have one of the messages on your phone that was sent by SASSA to the various beneficiaries?
Yes, I do, because I did on Wednesday morning, I did a SASSA status check for my nephew, and he is registered on my number, and he was still approved for the month of June. But later on, 2 hours after that, when I did again a SASSA status check, I saw the message that he's also been flagged according to SASSA. But Hugo, majority of the beneficiaries that are flagged is beneficiaries who have bank details as a method of payment. Now, when you do open a bank account, the bank already verifies your identity with Home Affairs because they are linked. So we can't understand why would SASSA want to double verify beneficiaries at this moment.
So I'd imagine that you've had a conversation or have tried to reach out to SASSA to get an idea of what caused for them to institute this new change without reaching out to people, at least warning them and giving them advance notice, or at the very least allowing for a grace period.
There is no grace period at all, and because Hugo, even if you do pass the biometric link, if you do receive it and you pass it right now and you were just approved for the month of June, you will not be getting paid for the month of June. So thousands of beneficiaries are going to go hungry, as pay dates is already out for the month of June. And this is our big cry, Hugo, that SASSA could have done this at the beginning of the month. Why did they have to choose the time frame where the pay dates was already coming out to beneficiaries, which means beneficiaries had no time to do the biometric link and still get paid for June.
So what is your message to SASSA at the moment?
I would really ask SASSA to really reinstate these grants, especially the beneficiaries whose grants will be staying suspended due to them having the green ID book, We have thousands of beneficiaries that still have the green ID book. And beneficiaries right now don't have money to apply for smart card IDs. Because when I had a conversation to SASSA about this, the answer was that identity documents is free if you go and apply for the smart card ID. And I had to alert them that it's not for free, that there's a cost of 140 Rand. That's without transport cost. And beneficiaries right now can't afford that amount of money.
So let's talk about the implications that all of this has on the various members that you represent and various beneficiaries of the social relief of distress grant. I mean, one of the things that you put across that they would go hungry, but there've got to be other specific ways in which that they're impacted. Walk us through some of these challenges that these various individuals are likely to face or are facing already.
I live in a community that mainly depends on social grants. So I do know the struggles of beneficiaries. So with these beneficiaries being excluded, I can really tell you that beneficiaries are going to go hungry for this month. They are going to struggle, and there's just no way out for them. As some of them will receive the grant next month, but the ones with the green ID books won't receive the grant. So this SASSA, I don't think SASSA did think about implication this will have on beneficiaries that's already struggling. And I don't think it's fair that they have to bear the brunt of SASSA introducing this. We do know there's a lot of fraud, but SASSA could have really done it in a better way.
Now, can we expect you as a Deputy Chair of Pay the Grants and certainly some of your colleagues to make a greater effort to reach out to SASSA to convince them to change this, or at the very least allow for a grace period?
I have tried to speak to SASSA about it, but SASSA's response is that the grants will stay suspended, that they have to do this. It's a must. And that is actually very heartbreaking, the fact that they don't consider the beneficiaries. I've been trying the whole week to just ask them to just at least get it pushed back and just pay the beneficiaries and give them the time frame so they can do this biometrically, because we are really not against it.
Elizabeth, we're going to make our utmost best to reach out to SASSA and get some reaction from them. Elizabeth Raiters, Deputy Chairperson of Pay the Grants. Appreciate your time this evening and walking us through some of the challenges that individuals of the SASSA benefit are having in accessing their monthly payouts.